Before we talk about imposter syndrome, I just want to share to you that I always dream of playing in a football field. You cannot see the people around there. I don't know, but I hope I can also vlog there as well. I just pray to God as well. All right. So yeah, talking about imposter syndrome, I gotta admit to you, I've been facing it for the past week, and it's really weird to talk about imposter syndrome for someone who how to overcome it. But I just also overcome it for the past week. But imposter syndrome is not just a one time; it might occur multiple times in your lifetime. Yeah, to be honest with you, I am facing imposter syndrome as a coach because I believe that what am I? Am I just trying to get people's money and just teach them randomly? Then, although I do not believe that, and certainly 100%, it's not true. But any people's validation or even my clients, I would not be convinced. I think it was all because of validation from other people. But one important realization: overcoming imposter syndrome isn't just about being validated by others, but it's more about the inner you. Now, the inner you, the you versus the mind, it's totally different. Your mind and you is different. Your mind is convincing you that you are not enough, you're not qualified enough. I do not even have certification to become a life and business coach. But the truth is, many coaches out there simply saying that you don't need to be certified just to help another person. For me, I become a coach because I help a person's real problem, not because I educate myself. I educate myself through learning, through experience, just being a person myself who made the same mistake. And then I teach it to other people so that they can be successful as well. That's how I become a coach. Now, for you, if you are a freelancer or an aspiring agency owner and you do not believe or you have an imposter syndrome that you're not qualified enough, that might be true. You know why? Because you know yourself, you're lacking something. But that imposter syndrome is like a rubber that rubs your dreams because it gives you doubts, and then that becomes fear, and that paralyzes you not to achieve freelancing and agency. I'm certainly, if you are watching this, 100% you are not qualified to become a freelancer and agency owner because that takes a lot of years. But I teach those students only in a couple of weeks. But what I'm saying here, probably you're watching this because you're inexperienced and you are dealing a lot with insecurities, because those might be true that your mind is telling you that you're this and that. That might be true. What you can do is you can use that as a motivation to overcome your imposter syndrome. If I'm going to give you 3 mindset shift on how can you overcome that imposter syndrome, number 1 is you must accept yourself. Accepting that you cannot control this. Accepting that you have this imposter syndrome. Acknowledging it. You gotta feel it. Feel that imposter syndrome that's inside of you. Acknowledge it. Don't analyze it, but just simply observe it. Number 2, you gotta work with your self-esteem. What I mean by self-esteem is not about just a positive self-talk. You must have the action, take action until those action destroys your lack of self-esteem, that I'm really deserving of positive self-talk. You know why? Because I work with it. I did action, and I deserve that high self-esteem because I work with it by action, not just by words. And finally, you gotta learn. If you are a man who knows things and then put them into action, you practice them, then you have power, my friend. If you continue to learn because you are building character, not just because you're specifically going for a specific outcome, because you just simply learn, that creates you self-esteem, and then you shift your mindset from imposter syndrome to become a man of character, a man of discipline, a man of knowledge. Going to have a real talk with you, becoming a freelancer. Those are affirmations that I have in my heart, that you are not enough because you are capable of more than enough. If you are a freelancer, more likely you are just beginning, and those beginnings are just small steps. You just focus on one step, because I know deep inside that as a freelancer, you're capable of landscaping those small steps into big steps, one at a time. I know that deeply inside of you, you're capable of learning because you are the man with the brain. As long as you have a brain and you have the eyes and everything that you have, you're already enough and capable to learn. But this may take time. I know that deep inside of you, you are patient and you are willing to grow. You are willing to make mistakes because those mistakes are your best teachers, and you are not willing to let someone judge you, let you down because of simply having a dream that you want to make it into a reality. My affirmation for you is, if you are a freelancer, everything is possible as long as you're capable of learning, growing, making mistakes, and having experience. Personal story, how do you celebrate your wins? For me, I celebrate my wins by putting it into Notion and having a goal to do this and that. And once I accomplish it, I reward myself with money. I reward myself with food. I rewarding myself with social media entertainment. Those distraction and pleasure becomes my reward once I accomplish my goals. That's a reward system. My distraction becomes my reward. And those small things that I do, considering my small victories, my small success, those are big success. Everything that is small, those are success. Little action is better than no action at all. You have to do that. Do not underestimate small things, because those small things can be building brick. Those small victories are your small bricks that can eventually build you a castle in an empire. Be the man of an empire by just appreciating your small bricks that eventually becomes the biggest wall in the world. So, if you really want to overcome your imposter syndrome, take action as a man of God. If you have any questions about how can you overcome the imposter syndrome, just leave the comment down below. Or if you have any experience that might help other freelancers, that would help if you can just share your experience. If it's something relatable to me, or is it something that is unique, and how did you overcome it, or are you still struggling with it? We are building in a community where we help one another. Right now, we're a community of 10,000 people. Let's keep it growing. Share this video for those people or freelancers or aspiring agency owners who are also dealing with the same problem. Don't forget, be a man of God, fire in the